It's May 10th, 2018. I am your host, Crypto All Day, Every Day. Today, we are talking about $2.5 billion in cryptocurrency leaving Iran. People need to get their money out because there is a lot of stuff going on, and I'm going to show you today on our show. Let's take a look. Iranian lawmakers are not happy about the sanctions.
هیچ تعهدی ندارد که در جایگاه گذشته خود در مسئله هسته‌ای قرار بگیرد.
So death to America is the official stance from members of their own parliament. Here is a prominent senior cleric, and he goes out on Twitter, and this is the front page of a newspaper, I think. And on it, his solution to money changing is to execute them. Crazy. I'll explain this here more in just a second. String them up. So how did we get here, where someone is advocating killing people who just change one currency for the other? How can we get to that point? Let's take a further look. So for the last few months, the value of the Rial, which is the Iranian version of the dollar, its value compared to the United States dollar has been sliding. And in this article that I'm looking at, it talks about how the government decided that, hey, our Rial will be worth 42,000 to the dollar, which is just a rate that they set. But if you decide to trade money at a different rate, you will be dealt with severely by law enforcement, and it'll be considered contraband. Craziness. So as their dollar has slid about a third of its value, people have been getting more and more interested in cryptocurrency. So Trump withdrew the United States from the nuclear agreement, and the Iranian president fired back and said Washington will regret it, and President Trump has made threats as well. So the economic situation is bad, and the citizens are going to take the brunt of this attack. So now they're hit with this perfect currency storm, as this article talks about. Here it's talking about the currency losing half of its value since September. They have signs in windows saying, what did it say up here? We don't have US dollars to sell. And these currency exchange places, all these zeros, these are the different currencies that they're willing to post in exchange, you know, one for the other. And they only have one listed here. And it's closed. So these Iranians want to get their money out of Iran and presumably get the hell out of Dodge. But they're just, the opportunity to change money is not there because the government doesn't want it to happen. So with that situation, you have a black market that's cropped up, and it says that it costs 60,000 Rial to buy a dollar in some spots. So the trouble is that they need something to help them to take their hard-earned money and get it out of there. And if you can only use a government-backed currency, then you're setting yourself up for some big problems. So what does Iran do? Well, they gotta ban crypto because they start to see that people don't want to buy their Rial and they don't want to use that currency. If people don't use a government's currency, then its power will begin to crumble. They do not want this. Oh, but don't worry, the Iranian government's just looking out for its citizens by saying crypto is highly unreliable and risky. So they're just, just trying to help you out, guys. Well, what if they just issue their own cryptocurrency like Venezuela did with the petro? Well, America made it illegal for any of its citizens to deal or purchase or have anything to do with the petro. So it's reasonable to assume that President Trump will probably outlaw any national currency made by Iran on the cryptocurrency front. So this is what happens. $2.5 billion moving out of the country on the back of cryptocurrency. People have saved their entire lives only to have their savings getting slashed by these battles in government, and their hard-earned money is dropping. Crazy. A currency should not fluctuate this much, but it's a reality of our world. So, crypto. Here's one citizen that Forbes caught up with in Iran talking about the difficulty of moving currency out of the country. With exchange offices closed, sanctions, and the Rial dropping like crazy, it seems like a good idea to use Bitcoin. I know that there are a few people selling and buying Bitcoin in Iran with local Bitcoins. For now, it seems like Bitcoin is literally the only way to get money out of the country. I'm going to end talking about the Forbes article. They made Bitcoin and dealing with Bitcoin illegal in Iran, the central bank. Imagine that. But people will still have the ability to move cryptocurrency because it can't be stopped. And here's some quotes. People would need to make use of services such as mixers to obfuscate or muddy the origin and destination of their transactions because the Bitcoin blockchain is observable. That's true. This is a public blockchain. So with Bitcoin being a public blockchain and people trying to hide their moves, they might need to use Monero, Verge, Bitcoin Dark, Token Pay. And there's a few other privacy coins out there, like Zcash. And people will find these and they will use technology to get around government sanctions and government laws and just unreasonable activity by the government. This is their way out. Cryptocurrency, making a real world impact right now. So, with that being said, I'm going to get out of Iran here. It was just a one-day trip. So, thank you for watching. Hope it wasn't too long. Hope you were entertained. See you tomorrow.